Hello, everybody. This is Brandon from Galaxydoc Market. Today is Sunday, November 3rd, 2024. It's about 10:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, folks, we fall back. We fell back. There's daylight savings time type of thing going on. And so everybody needs to adjust their clocks. But more importantly, there's 2 days until the election or selection, whatever you like to talk about it. Regardless, the video that I'm presenting today is the final countdown stock market warning. All right, let's get started. Here's the disclaimer. Pause it, read it. If you agree with my disclaimer, please move forward. And also, at this time, we love our subscribers. We are growing. Please subscribe, share, like us, and comment. Thank you so much for your support. And we are on x.com/Galaxydoc Market. We've been super active there. A lot of great information that you will not find on YouTube. So let's get going. I'm going to start realistically now with our famous SPY monthly long-term uptrend line. And what you're going to notice is that I do believe we have topped ahead of the earnings right here without hitting the upper trend line. And like I said, we could hit these levels without hitting the upper trend lines and get the corrections. The deep corrections and the sell-off is going to come on 2025, but there's going to be a meaningful crash that is headed our way, and I've been pounding the table about that. And so here we are. You see that red candle with a tail? And I think the month of November heading into the election, and I think there's going to be absolute chaos. I hope there isn't. I'm praying to God that there isn't. Everybody needs to pray for peace as well as just a revival around the world. There's so much division in this world, okay? And we need to do our part, but we need to pray to God about that kind of stuff. All right, so the theme is election angst on November 5th and FOMC rate decision on November 6th to 8th. And so realistically, I said 8th, it's the 7th. Sorry, guys, it's 7th. I'm an idiot. Okay, it's 7 right here. Okay, we got the 7th. And so we got a pretty cataclysmic events heading in. And I don't think this is by any accident. And if you look at kind of the tea leaves around the world and around our markets in the United States and the world, it's going to paint a picture. Remember what I always say is that look at what they do, not what they say. Okay, in that spirit, let's get moving. So guys, this is an older chart. This you can see SMCI was at 38.8, and I said, hey, SMCI is a 0. It's basically an end run. It's going to open up a whole can of worms in the semiconductor and in the AI industry. Okay, but this is the end run, and guys, pay attention to NVIDIA as it's hitting all-time highs, and everybody's celebrating how it's getting included into the Dow, and we're going to be talking about that. But NVIDIA is the real booger in this whole mix, okay? And so here's SMCI that's happened, and again, I showed you this on my Wednesday's video. We had puts. If you go back to either x.com and my previous videos, I've been calling out SMCI, and the other people that's been really on top of all that is Coastal Journal. Shout out to them. I really like them. You guys should look into them. I mean, I think it's fantastic. I'm not being paid. I just think that we're like-minded, but I like their writing style and their investigative journalism, which you don't get very much in the financial world, okay? It's a sad state of affairs to have avoid Bloomberg and CNBC and those guys. They work for the big man. Okay, but this is what we had. We had over 53x trade on this. More on that later, I guess, when this whole shebang is over. But we need to focus on the potential collapse of the market that is coming in the next few weeks. Okay, probably this week. All right, so here's Coastal Journal. Speaking of the devil, okay, Buffett is selling, okay, his Apple stakes, but also he's right now got a war chest of $325 billion cash. The last time Buffett did this, and he's been raising cash well over a year, and he does this way ahead. It's better to get out first out the door before all the shit happens, unless you know how to time this and buy a bunch of puts or know how to short. Okay, that's what you need to be doing. They are selling Apple like crazy, and Apple just reported earnings. It doesn't look good for Apple, does it? Okay, and so what we want to look at is also is that BRICS is discussing, we talked about this, new international precious metals exchange because why? COMEX and LBMA is fraudulent, folks. They are shorting gold and silver naked. Okay. And so right now, as we speak, there's probably about like 210 ounces of gold shorted on paper for every 1 ounce is available above ground. And there's approximately 900 ounces of silver shorted for 1 ounce of silver available above ground. Okay. Now, the BRICS countries and central bankers alike are buying up not only gold but also silver like they're going out of style. Why is that? It's because the fiat money system, the Bretton Woods system, is failing. Okay, it is causing hyperinflation. In some places, deflation is setting in, and that's coming home to America near you. And this is why you have wars and rumors of wars, and why the countries are becoming more and more belligerent. If you look around, people are just mean and nasty at this time of the year, and that is because they are under financial duress, and on top of all the cognitive dissonance caused by our own media and our government. Okay. This is the real sad state of affairs. And if you want to look at some clown shows, look at our presidential elections. That's all I'm going to talk about that for now. The other thing that might be interesting to you is that Swiss finance minister is now saying that the country's banks, for doing shit like this, COMEX and LBMA, silver and gold slam, fraudulent insider trading, market timing, rigging. Okay, if you think this market is efficient, I got something for you. And at this all-time highs, the only people that get hurt are the retail traders that don't think that it's ever going to come down. And yes, based on my hate meter, I think that level is at all-time high, and I believe we are going to experience that very, very shortly. Okay. And what they're saying is that public goodwill is gone, and that's going to be gone here in the United States, especially if Mr. T gets into the office. I think there may be some sweeping changes, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of the opinion that there is really a uniparty, and they give you the illusion of selection, but we'll see. All we have is God. If you believe in Jesus Christ, pray to him, pray to whoever it is that you worship. But realistically, there's only real one God. Okay, I'm not afraid to say it. At this point, everybody needs to pray for God's glory at this point, because that is the only thing that basically can save this type of cataclysmic events that are coming. Okay, there I said it, and I won't talk about it anymore. All right. So we know that China and now Russia is buying silver directly from where? The producers instead of LBMA and COMEX. Why is that? Because of the rigging that I talked to you about, and this is nothing new. And in BRICS, the conference that they had, the BRICS cash is coming. The BRICS exchange is coming to compete with petrodollars. And U.S. dollar, its days are numbered, folks. All right, our country is so down. Okay, if you live in the United States, it is a shell of itself. I can't even really fathom what's going on. Well, I know what's going on, but it's hard to believe that this is all by design, and it is. And again, I invoked God, and that is really what's going to be necessary to move forward. Okay. Now, here's a big one that I want to tell you is that the last time Bezos sold, okay, was about 5 days before the pandemic crash initiated. And so this is on November 1st. Okay. And he's been selling. It's not like he sold on Friday. Okay. But he just filed to sell this. And this is the nail in the coffin. Okay. This is the final countdown, folks. I know Amazon hit all-time highs. Okay. I'm looking to short Amazon at this point. And we got to look at it. And we're going to go over the technicals on that as well. Okay. This is by MikeInvestingOnX.com, okay? Something that we already knew was coming. Commercial real estate foreclosures just soared by 48% plus. Why? 10-year treasuries are rising. Well, I thought when Fed cut 50 basis points, it's supposed to go down. Not if your system is broken. Not if it's fraudulent, and it's all by design. Okay, rising 10-year treasury yield, and the response is unprecedented. Bank failures are coming, folks. Regional banks are screwed. Okay, and I've already told you, I think that it's either Regions Bank or it's going to be Comerica. Maybe there are others that I'm not thinking about. KRE is the index that you want to be looking at, but it's not going to be immune to just regional banks or small banks. It's going to be to all the global banks, and if you want to pick a global bank, I mean, take your poison. Buffett's been selling B of A, right? Wells Fargo's out there. Deutsche Bank, you heard me talk about this for years, right? And Goldman Sachs. Okay, there you go. And then the war drum beats ever louder. Okay, so this is on November 1st. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled between tonight and tomorrow night. Iran's leader gives an order to prepare for attack on Israel. Okay, and then there is this constant recently, and I'm not going to post it here, about American and Canadian soldiers being found dead on the Kursk region. Okay, and so we're raising hell about the North Koreans being there, but then we have NATO operatives in there. And so I just don't know who the good guys are or the bad guys are. But, if you really look at it, it sounds to me like the Western world and the NATO countries, America included, are pushing for war. Why? Because the monetary system is failing. And what a great way to start World War III and kill off half or more than half of the population and then say they couldn't have seen it coming and then drum up some patriotic thing and then reset the monetary system under one world government. I think that's what's happening. Okay, conspiracy is now becoming reality, folks. Okay, so here's the other thing you want to pay attention to. SMCI was added to S&P 500, and since then it basically plummeted. Nvidia and SMCI are tight at the hips. Was just added to the Dow Jones, okay, yesterday, which is on Friday. Okay, this is at the top, folks. Stuff like this happens at the top of the market. Okay, and we need to prepare. And the SMCI fraud and its relationship to NVIDIA is going to blow your mind open. Okay, there is some fraudulent statements that was put in by NVIDIA on their earnings report. As well, if you look at NVIDIA's, suppliers, there's like 3 of them. If SMCI belly ups, NVIDIA is going to come off of the perch. Okay, pay attention to this one. This one's huge. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about. This is from the recent earnings report. The management this is a disclaimer so that they don't go to jail, folks. Okay, they said they can't guarantee that there's no errors or fraud. Okay, what fraud might that be? I think it's related to SMCI. Go where the smoke is and you'll find it. Okay, now. So this is the latest weekly chart on NVIDIA, and actually what we see is that we see a red candle. Every time we see on a significant uptrend a red candle, we see a little downdraft. Okay, I think that's coming, folks. Probably at the very least down to here, but I think it's going to challenge that 100-day moving average at the very least. Depends on if there is a world that's going to be alive, and the panic and that may ensue post-election, especially if the lefties don't get what they want. All right, so SMCI really quick. This is from Wednesday's, chart, and then since then we're dropping. Dude, SMCI is a 0, folks. SMCI is fraudulent. It's going to get delisted. There's no possible way that they could post any earnings result when nobody would audit their earnings. Okay, it's that bad. I think this is Enron all over again. And then, of course, this is a little bit older. Okay, they're saying this person, Kamala, is catching up. But, the only way they're going to do it, there's some voting irregularities already showing up everywhere. Okay, ballot boxes being found, ballot boxes being burned, people not being allowed in to observe, Dominion voting machines, countless, not just 1 or 2. I mean, we're talking about tens of thousands of people saying that they can't select this person, Trump. Okay, it's all dog and pony show to drum up interest. The only thing that's going to set you is to have common sense, to prepare, and to basically have faith, folks. All right, you got to pray for peace at this point. Okay, it's like we're lemmings being led to slaughter at this point. Okay. So black swan events are swimming everywhere, and they are everywhere and anywhere. Okay, so what do I mean by that? That means that we need to look at our charts, right? So what good would it be without charts? I'm super bullish on VIX. Okay, I believe that VIX is on an uptrend. We do need to break this $24 level, but I think we're post-elections, if there's a war, if there is a short squeeze created by the BRICS, okay, they're going to be asymmetrical in the way they attack. There's already kinetic war in Ukraine. There's North Koreans. There's American soldiers everywhere. I mean, it's just that this is a hot mess, okay? You can't believe the mainstream media. I don't. Okay, it's so sad that the best source of news is we're getting it from X.com, Elon Musk. Who would have thunk it? All right. But the fact of the matter is that volatility is going to rise ahead of the election and post-election. I don't think either side's going to go away. Okay, one side's going to claim election fraud, the other side is basically going to incite violence. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be crazy, and I think there's a probability of a lot of things blowing up at the same time. This is why I'm invoking God, Jesus Christ, and praying for peace. Okay, and that His glory be revealed, because we can't do it alone. All we can do is stay prudent. Okay. Here's our 10-year treasury yield, okay? The idiots, central banks basically cut rates right here, 50 basis point. Everyone expected it to come down. Instead, we got this, and we're going higher, folks. If I know the rate cards based on some of the economic results last week, especially the employment number. Are you kidding me, folks? Okay, none of those numbers are real, but at least they're trying to normalize it ahead of elections, since Kamala's losing, and I think she's going to lose. But unless they cheat. Okay, the cheat is in, folks. Okay, if I get demonetized for this, I don't care. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that I think even if they cut 100 basis points, the system is so broken. There's so much U.S. dollars coming back that we export it to the other countries as they're forming these BRICS coalitions, and then as we lose prestige, I mean, it's a clown show. I mean, we don't really have a president, do we? I'm not sure. I don't know. Where's Joe Biden? Who's running our country? Okay. You think Kamala's running our country? I don't think so. All right. Is it going to get any better under Trump? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just a uniparty system. All right. You have one true king, which is Jesus Christ at this point. Okay. All right. And if I offended you, then whatever your beliefs are. Okay. Fact is, we need faith. Okay. And but I think we're going to explode higher. I think we're going to be taking out this 10-year treasury yield. I think we're going to hit the 50s shortly. Okay, here I said it. All right. This is not a normal candle. This is like a candle that's telling you it's like one of those Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets going up. Okay. And when it does come down, it's going to come down controlled slowly. All right. But everything is pointing to a complete explosion. I think the banks are in deep trouble here. Okay. Okay, so we talked about this a while back. This is the old S&P 500 chart, okay? But what we want to look at is just observe since the last rate cut right here on the 18th, September 18th. That's speaking of cutting rates. And then we did cut the rates on the October 18th, right? And then so September 18th. And then I said we're going to go up a little bit and we're going to start falling. This is an island reversal type of situation right now, folks. I don't know if you can see it. And I think, we might chop around a little bit, but I think we're going to have series of gaps as world news develops. Okay, be very careful. Well, we already saw this. I don't know why I put that in there. Gold. Okay, everyone's saying, well, no, gold's topped. Oh, look at this tail candle. Yeah, I mean, I think this week is here, and I think we may find some bottoming process and then moving higher. Gold is the ultimate metals, and this weekly chart, it's been going up in a torrid pace, but I still think we're going to have a parabolic blow-off top style rally shortly here before November is over. Okay, and maybe soon, especially if there's social unrest. Silver's the same thing. Here's gold. Let me go to silver. Sorry. And then silver, here's the weekly. We pulled back. I said 3250 must hold, and it did. It was very, that's the breakout area. This is the breakout level. And I think we can probably chop around here this week and then move higher. Or if there is any geopolitical events or something goes wrong, I mean, who knows what's going to go on. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my 53 years of life. Okay. U.S. dollar, folks. I think we topped, and I said this. I showed you this on my Wednesday video. We try to regain it. We're right on that descending trend line. I think we're going lower. Gold and dollar and silver and dollar are inversely going to be correlated, meaning that as the dollar goes down, precious metals will go up. Why? As we lose the status of U.S. dollars as reserve currency, and nobody wants U.S. dollar because, pretty much we devalued the crap out of it. And they're talking about printing even trillions more. That Janet Yellen, I talked about her. How old is she? Like 900 years old? Her and Yoda should get married. Okay, so I mean, we have those kind of people running our country, and I don't think it's by accident. Let's talk about NVIDIA. We talked about it a little bit. I think we topped here. NVIDIA should be considered for shorts, especially let's see what happens after the elections. Apple. Warren Buffett is dumping, folks, and it's just starting. It's not too late, but you got to buy more time, especially if you're going to play with puts. Okay, but everyone, for those of you that think that the world is going to go parabolic and higher because the inflation and the amount of money printing, and they need to try to hyperinflate their way out. Hyperinflation works to a degree, and then deflation sets in. Ask China that situation. Amazon reported great earnings, but you know what? Bezos is selling into this, folks. Don't become exit liquidity. I'm telling you right now, Amazon may become the best short that you'll have. So here are my black swans. I talked to you about it. Yes, gold and silver are pulling back a little bit. Still at the all-time highs. Still holding those support levels. I think there's going to be a cataclysmic event that's going to propel this in the next week or so throughout this November. Okay, all it's going to take is one day. I think it's just going to pop. And I do think that if we get more belligerent with Russia and the BRICS countries, I do think that in addition to kinetic threats, that they're going to really attack the financial system. Okay, so here's the warning. I love this. I love this right here. Okay, this is great. This is silver exploding right here at the belly of this black swan, folks. Pray for peace and God's glory, folks, or your God's glory. I believe in Jesus Christ. Okay, and I'm not afraid to say it. Okay, and I think that the world needs to come together because we can't rely on our politicians. We can't rely on these false promises of, the stock market and things happening. I just do it because, for me, it's a very good way of getting connected. I want to help people, but more importantly, make sure that you have, prepared in advance for things like simple things like water and food. I mean, in Europe, they're talking about 7 days worth of food and water just in case something happens. I do not put it past these people to do anything at this point. Be on guard, stay safe, okay? Now, here's the bottom line is that critical level on SPY is 561.67. We got to get below there for crash to occur. Okay, we're not there yet. Okay, gold and silver slam is alive and well. Okay, this is why they're talking about, China buying gold and silver off exchanges and directly from manufacturers because they can get it much cheaper. But gold and silver, where Bitcoin is right now, it's teetering around 70K up and down, right? I think last time I checked, it was back down 69K. But that's where gold should be. But, the powers that be like Larry Fink at BlackRock. Think about the name BlackRock. Okay, where do you think BlackRocks exist? You think it's a good thing? Okay, pretty satanic to me. But anyways, all right. I mean, I'm going to let it all out. I mean, we need, at this point, they want to divert that fund. Bitcoin, I've always said, is the digital gold, that they want to divert funds away from gold into there because as gold and silver rises, right? And I know a lot of people say, well, they're never going to let it rise. Of course they are. They're losing control as we speak, okay, because a lot of countries are calling bullshit on it, including Sweden now, okay? War drum is beating louder. Guys, pray for peace, folks. World War III is not going to be fun. Okay, and there's just a bunch of senile idiots running our country right now and the world. Election volatility, scandals, deceptive practices, cheating, and all this other stuff. I mean, it's just gonna be a shit show, folks. Sell the news. If Trump wins, is that a possibility? But that's why I think the best place to be is in VIX right now, and then gold and silver. Okay, we're gonna be short Amazon, Apple. Short NVIDIA. We've been short SMC. I took 53x profit on this. Okay, it was probably the trade of the year so far unless gold and silver works out. Before December here. Okay, short the Comerica. Go long on VIX, silver. Okay, what else is there at this point? Okay, maybe TNX is at 43.61. I've always said that they can't be above 38.50. We're way above that. That's 4.36 on the 10-year yield. Okay, banks are basically insolvent. Every one of them are insolvent, folks. The money changers are insolvent. They want you to believe it's not. But why is the stock market going higher? It's because it's rigged, folks. Stock market responds to inflation. Okay, and that's the last thing that they have, but it will come crashing down. Okay. Gold and silver, naked short slam. I mean, you can see it every day when the market opens about an hour before, and it goes on for 2 hours every day. Okay, but those naked shorts are going to be, you got to pay the piper, especially if people start demanding those to be paid in physical silver or gold. And if Russia's proposal for a new precious metals exchange, then it renders basically LBMA and COMEX, those crooks, worthless. Gold and silver are God's money, folks. USD and gold cannot be going up together, which it has been going up and down together. There will be a divergence where US dollar is going to start losing its value as gold and silver gains value. Okay, US dollar is poised to fail. Okay, and my message to you all is pray. Okay, go out and vote. Okay, go vote if you think Kamala has any ounce of brain cells left, then go vote for her. Go vote for Trump if you think that he is the selected one. I don't see really any choice here at this point. All right, so thank you so much for listening. Again, pray, folks. Galaxydoc Market, follow us on x.com. Like us, share us, and above all, subscribe. Thank you so much for all your comments and support. And if you want to work with me, so let's see what happens after Tuesday. If you want to work with me, email me at coachbrandon@protonmail.com. We talked about the social media special. Get it while it lasts. Okay. Otherwise, be careful out there. I'll pray for all y'all. And then stay safe. Bye-bye.